This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes, for your half-assed entertainment news with no bullshit, with our hosts, the Baroness and Bear Fiorda, only on Talk4Me.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes. I'm your host, Summer Helene, and we are on with my co-host, Fuzzy Mick Needs His Back Shaved.
You already did. My back has shaved.
It's like shearing a sheep. If you'll have a chance, there's a great shearer on TikTok. She goes through and she is like llama and sheep that are in trouble. She's amazing.
Yeah.
He looked like that.
Oh, it was everywhere. You could have made a fur coat. Granted, it would have fit a cat, but still, you know, a little bit of twine there, string some hairs on it, some bear hairs. Save me! I'm drowning already. Goddamn.
Speaking of gross behaviors,
oh man,
we are going to talk about what's going on with Jimmy Kimmel. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the end of free speech.
It's been the end of free speech. There's a wonderful.
Your country's dumb.
A country's very dumb.
Your country's very dumb.
There's a wonderful man on social media. His name is Pearlmania, like 005. He's an angry redhead, and he's always on about political content. And he made a great post I'm going to reference right now. And it's basically just talking about, hey, welcome to the country of free speech, unless you say the things we don't like. Hey, be careful walking around without papers because you may not be the right kind of citizen. It's just, yeah, we're going into an autocracy. We are an autocracy. Christ's sake, we're going there if not already.
Actually, what you have is an oligarch.
Sorry, an oligarchy.
Yeah, so essentially, you guys have been an oligarchy. I'm not going to complain because things that monetarily benefit people, of course, monetarily benefit me. But in your case, in your case, Mr.
I know that I'm
won.
with you, so it's like, all right, it doesn't really affect, but there's so many people that it genuinely hurts every single day.
I'm really appalled by pushing back against Kimmel. You don't have to like it. And points, by the way, to Charlie Kirk's widow. She immediately figured out how to monetize his death. Like, they are good business people. Yeah. And I'm not.
What are you going to do? You don't have your primary provider anymore.
Well, that's it. I'm not going to knock that. One of the things, if you guys ever have a chance, there is a film called America's Sweethearts. Mm-hmm. And one of the smartest things he did, oh my God, it was brilliant, is he turns around and he goes, if my mother died, what I would say, if I would go to the film premiere, I would skip her funeral and I would go shed a tear and say, my mother would have loved this film. And that's how I operate. So I understand why Kirk's widow is doing what she did. That said, I think what really surprised me is your right-wing party, which I'm politically out of it where America's concerned, but socially I lean left, fiscally I lean right, so I'm kind of this mishmash. Yeah, but I'm not American, so it doesn't matter as much to me. But they hardcore went for this was done by the liberals. Like, they're really trying to give it to the libs, which, don't get me wrong, your liberal party's stupid too.
It's a way of life out here.
Oh my God, you guys are dumb.
Die hard for your
You
party.
guys are absolutely dumb. The tribalism is stupid. But essentially, they're like, it was done by that. Then they found out it was a Republican that shot him.
It was a harder right Republican.
Yeah, because he wasn't right enough.
If Charlie Kirk was like, it's funny enough, I wouldn't say
it was one of Nick Fuentes' guys, and so Nick Fuentes came out and was like, don't shoot people in my name, I disavow you. So I'm like, dude,
don't shoot people in my name. You're the one talking about, like,
do you know what it reminded me of? Do you remember that
in the country from people of different color than you?
Do you remember that really, he was really dumb? He was this guy that really worshipped like the Tateisms of the world, and he went out and he did this show, and it starts with an S. And he did this show and he's talking about the women screw this, and a bunch of his fans come up to him at a game and he's like, we hate the women and we hate the gays and we hate the blah, blah, blah. Sneeko. And then he later disavowed it because he's like, oh my God. Then he realized disavowing it nearly killed his brand. So he jumped back on it. That's what this reminds me of. It's a bunch of people who don't mean what they say, saying anything they can to get clicks. And if you don't agree with them, I mean, I watched, God bless Paramount. That's my parent company. I love them. But I watched them cave to it and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, well, that's part of the reason we brought up Jimmy Kimmel just a minute ago. It's everyone's kind of giving in to this. It's not. It's like reverse PC, or is this still PC? Like, how would you
It is
say what's
PC.
happening right
It's
now?
politically
It's
correct.
politically correct, but for a different stand,
So
different party now.
people have meant to believe that being politically correct is saying things that are not offensive. That's not
Right.
true. What politically correct means is in line with the politics of the time. And right now, what is politically correct is firing Jimmy Kimmel, backing the hardcore conservative beliefs. That would be what is considered politically correct.
Yeah, that sounds about right from where we are currently.
And so it's very strange. I know you all are on a pendulum. You'll go back to your liberal side, and I'll think that's just as stupid.
We'll just keep swinging back and forth until we have a civil war, I think, at this point.
And California can take care of itself.
Yeah, California can, except we have a civil war. Like 77% of California is the north is all red and the bottom's all blue.
Not exactly.
It's not that dramatic, but
no.
it's a sizable fair number.
No, most of California, even the conservative side wants to move away because they don't like their taxes being spent on places like South Dakota that have no money. So the issue with California is America.
Gavin Newsom, so they're going to have an issue with that.
Yeah, but the reality is California cannot financially understand why it has to support these poorer states. And I understand why they do. I mean, it makes sense.
Well, right now it's going to a collective of sorts, right? We pay our federal tax and that money gets allocated wherever the government sees fit or doesn't see fit, as Trump has been pulling support from different programs around the country if they don't support him.
They pulled PBS. A lot of the late night hosts are pissed about what was done to Kimmel.
Right.
Stephen Colbert was pushed off air for the same reason.
He was pushed off air. I forgot all about that, but it was this wasn't regarding Charlie Kirk. He got kicked off a while before that.
Trump lost his defamation suit to the New York. He lost. The judge was like, "You're full of crap." Yep.
Well, what did he expect?
Taylor Swift announces Life of a Showgirl. That's coming out. She's doing her own show. It's based on her album. It's a film.
Oh, it's a film. Okay.
Think of it like a concert and film based on her album. That woman is a genius. If you want to do anything right, follow Taylor Swift's media plan. She's also engaged, by the way. Shout out to her.
Yeah, she did get engaged. If we thought that there was ever a huge movie release before this movie, it doesn't exist anymore. This movie will smash every box office record.
Oh my God. So a singer is being investigated. I'd like to remind everyone, every time we use bad language, we give money to the Boys and Girls Club of America, the Humane Society of America, and Free MMA. We swear because we care.
Fucking D4VD, he was a TikTok hashtag today. David, he's being investigated after a body of a 15-year-old was found in his Tesla. I wish I had more information about that. Yeah, you don't get away with that. It's in your car. It's investigating my ass. It's supposed to be my opinion that he's guilty, but if the body's there, right? Someone hate him that bad, they try and
it could happen.
Frame him by putting a body. But then I look at like our vehicles, right? How does someone break into my car without me hearing it?
That's because we have a gate, fool.
You think he doesn't have a gate? A means of keeping his stuff?
I don't know. What is his value?
I don't know what D4VD's value is. Look at we got a wonderful comment from the sound engineer. Worst car to commit a crime in, too many sensors and cameras.
Oh, he's right. I forgot about that.
You get close to the fucking thing and it triggers all the cameras. So now investigated is crap. It's not investigated. They're like, hey, we just haven't tried him and convicted
Kimberly,
him yet.
Can you please find out how much he's worth? Pardon? He was supposed to be on tour. Find out how much he's worth. If he's on tour, he's supposed to be on tour. So if he's on tour, I want to know his net worth. That'll tell me if he has a gate.
If he was on tour and someone else did it with a personal vehicle, maybe. But if he was supposed to be and wasn't on tour, he did it.
So Conor McGregor's coming back to fight again.
He's not.
Dana White just confirmed it.
Well, Dana White can confirm whatever he wants. He changes his mind every 35 seconds.
Don't fuck with Dana White. We're supposed to make a deal with him.
If
Bear's working with this company, Fight AI. He's super behind it, super into it. And he's actually trying to come on with them as a partner.
Yes. And that means we want UFC to buy the app. But anyway.
So stop messing with Dana White, because I'm the one that has to go kiss his butt. And I already like him. So don't make it harder.
If Conor actually does fight,
Kimberly,
that would be great.
I forgot to put on a ring. Okay, so not a lot of money.
He's not huge.
Well, you have to look at assume a third of that would be gone to managers, agents, things like that. Then assume half of that he would have spent over the time he was growing. So he's worth probably about $1 million to $500,000. Honey, I didn't put on a ring. This is super important. I need
property. But that's kind of all beyond the point. Doesn't matter how wealthy he is. He was in the public eye, and now he's got the body of a 15-year-old in the back of his Tesla.
My question is, what was a 15-year-old doing in your car? Thank you, sweetheart.
But maybe they forgot to plug it in, and the battery wasn't the only thing dead. Thank you again for our sound engineer.
That was funny.
It's just ludicrous. Like the rapper, except we never found a 15-year-old in the back of his car.
No, that was R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, we found 15-year-olds on his back and his front.
And that was
never in his
Diddy,
car and in his house locked up. I wonder who was worse, Diddy or R. Kelly.
Diddy.
Like, I want to think it was him, but
Diddy
R. Kelly
was
did
worse.
it to multiple people.
Diddy was worse. And R. Kelly did it to multiple people too.
That's what I'm saying. R. Kelly did multiple
So did
people.
Diddy.
I guess there was Bieber too.
It's not. You're talking about hundreds and hundreds of people. And Bieber has been very specific in he doesn't want anything.
Oh,
with
he's
him.
not talking at all.
Thank you.
He's not putting that
I
out there
forgot
anyway.
to put a diamond on.
It's already pretty blinged out as it is. Look at your pearls, your earrings, necklace.
I didn't have diamonds.
Right.
Diamonds are incredibly important to me. Well, I had the diamond earrings, but that doesn't count. The point is, thank you. I feel naked without a ring because I reach up to touch it.
I'm not judging you. I love you. I get you these things for that purpose.
I appreciate that. I'm really lucky. I have a partner that buys me shiny things. My brother, actually, Matthew Morris Fine Jewelry, which is one of our sponsors, is absolutely owned by my brother. So let me tell you some of the stuff that I get. One of the things I get to wear is I have this gorgeous tiara that I'm going to wear to a UN event. This is the face he makes when we have to go to these events. Whenever we have to go to UN events or we have to go to galas or we have to go anywhere that doesn't involve punching people, he makes that pooty face. That is his I'm pretending to be happy face.
I'm happy for you.
That is the face.
Anyways, if Conor McGregor does fight again, they offered him a ridiculous
amount of money.
All
you care about is punching people
who they know he's gonna starch or whatever. It's not gonna be a real good
Mr. White, I recommend Bear. I promise Conor can kick his ass. And we will make sure Bear makes waves.
I promise he will lose in front of everybody. He
doesn't even have to throw it. Connor's just a better fighter.
That's fair. He actually is. And he's heavier now too. He's no longer
exactly. There is always a bear for him to fight.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I thought you meant an actual animal at first.
I'd like to tell everyone just off the record, Bear got a concussion about a week ago. His memory's out. He's super aggressive.
It was 2 weeks ago. Thank you very much. 2 weeks ago.
His memory's out. He's super aggressive. It's getting better. But if you meet him in the street, he's being weird lately and he forgets everything.
Oh, my God.
What are you playing with now?
I'm increasing my volume.
That's because you keep moving it away from your face.
There you go. I just had to do some technical stuff. Don't worry about it. Go back to.
So he was told to turn mine up because I'm not loud enough. Now he's turning his up because he's not loud enough because he keeps moving it over here.
Yeah. You're not wrong. I was trying to think of a funny comeback for you and I couldn't pick one up quick enough.
And that, children, is why you are very careful of concussions. It lowers your intelligence.
Yeah.
And let's segue.
You're right, but still, that's like not nice.
Speaking of beating people.
Beating people.
Speaking of beating people, I would like to invite to the show my very dear personal friend and colleague, host of Kink4Dummies, Alexis Romero.
G'day.
Do you know it took everything in my power not to throw in one of the usual middle names I throw in for you?
I am very grateful.
For those that I know, it looks great.
Look at that.
Oh, that's a headboard. So essentially, I have to tell you, I come up with the most ridiculous, like, in between names for Alexis. It'll be like Alexis, Toe Jam Romero. I've never used that one, but it'll be something horrific like that. And right in the middle of the show, I went to say one of the more offensive ones. I was like, oh my God. It has now become habit.
I am very grateful she did not.
You know what? That's worthy of high praise. We can add that into like the little description.
We can. No, don't you dare.
Yeah, we don't have to. Don't get canceled, according to our sound engineer. Yes, let's try and say anything's going to get us. So we're not going to be like Alexis Charlie Kirk Romero or something to that effect.
No, anything with him right now is offensive, and people are taking offense to that.
Oh, great offense.
And you probably shouldn't be joking about it. So the reason people are taking offense to it, granted, no part of me thinks that man should have been shot. I agree with nothing he said. But that means, but I do not in any way think it should be shot. I think he was a great showman. He was like any other Barnum and Bailey kind of guy. He did a big show where he went out, made a big fuss. A lot like Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson does really well when he can speak for an extended period. Only short snippets, he has difficulty. But Charlie Kirk, bless him, was a good showman. Now, he lost a lot of those debates. Those just weren't ever added and put it in. You can find those online, though. Now, that being said, that is no reason to kill him. That was no reason to kill him. But I do have to give his entire family points. They really, really monetized that quick.
Yeah, they did.
Yep. And I get it. You know, again, I use the example of America's Sweetheart. If your mother dies, you go to the event, let a tear roll down your face and say, my mother would have loved this film. I work in film. I work in spin. I get it. You don't know what you're going to get after the outrage dies down, so you monetize quick.
Well, I'm sure he was having death threats beforehand. I mean, he was up on stage with a bulletproof vest. I'm sure they already had a plan in place in case something were to happen. Yeah.
Oh, yes. It's a smart thing to do.
No,
there's a reason you always tell people where your papers are and all that. When you're having death threats, you do make a point of doing that. I had years and years and years ago this crazy stalker. And so I went and I had martial arts lesson until I was kicked out of them.
You know, it's also, I think, worthy of pointing out that the person who did shoot him clearly had a level of training with that. Hence the whole, his father was, I think, somewhat of a prominent MAGA individual.
So he was a MAGA individual as well, but he was more of a Nick Fuentes.
There was so many things. Yeah, Nick Fuentes radicalized him, and then he shot Charlie in the neck. Like, it's, I don't think they had a protocol for that happening.
No, they did. I mean? The problem is, and I do feel bad, I get where the right wingers were assuming it had to have been a left winger that shot him. But most of the shootings, by the way, there was a shooting at a school that day that no one pays attention to. There were Democratic the counselors that were murdered and no one cares.
They weren't famous.
Well, that's it. It has to do with famous. If you kill someone, look at John Lennon. We still talk about his murder. We talk about Abraham Lincoln. Really, if you want to get famous quickly, it's it's you just murder somebody famous, apparently.
Yeah, and
not a way I recommend to get famous. There are a lot of much easier ways.
And on top of that, he wrote. I remember what he wrote on the bullets, and people are making up these weird conspiracy theories of what he wrote.
Oh no! They were just dark web memes.
Totally, just totally.
They were right wing dark web memes.
It wasn't even right wing. They were just totally irrelevant memes.
So they all came from 4chan, which is a right wing page now. It's fully right wing.
That's odd. Like I can tell you right now, the whole ooh thing is not.
Oh, the ooh no,
right. It's just
the ooh was dumb. That came from the furry community. But a lot of the memes he was using had to do with he had been on these right wing forums.
Well,
and so most of it was just internet speak.
Nick Fuentes, that it makes sense to me.
Now that said, I have a show coming out with January 6th. I have a show coming out. I work with right wing, I work with left wing. I do not care. One of the shows I had pitched to me, which I think is great, is Right Wing and Left Wing in the Cage. I think it's a good show.
You want to have them fight?
Yeah, John pitched it to me. I thought it was great. John and Michelle, I was like, I can sell, with as tribal as America is, I can sell the hell out of that.
Do it like the TikTok where they have different fans that will make your punches hit harder to see who wins.
Oh, that's it. I love that. Right wing versus left wing, who I absolutely love it. Now, the issue is the right wing splintering, the left wing's already splintered. Basically, you guys need more than 2 political parties. I keep telling you that.
I think
if you can't get this together, you're welcome to come back to the Commonwealth. We have a lovely king we're happy to share with you.
Well, that's just where you have the left wing and the right wing fighting each other, and then whoever wins gets crowned king.
No, we're not doing that.
No, we are going to have multiple parties. It's going to be left, right, and MAGA. That's
Well, there's also
100%
the
where
far
we're going
left.
with
No,
this.
there's also the far left. The far left doesn't align with your traditional Democrats. So a lot of, and this is what a lot of people don't know. Your mother, for example, is one of them. She was a Reagan Republican.
Yeah.
They moved to the Democrats, so it's moved the entire Democratic Party center left versus left.
Okay.
And then you've got your far lefters. So it's very interesting to me.
Right.
The Reagan Republicans are a very different breed from MAGA. And the left-wing, like Alexises of the world, are very, very different than the I hate men and we should not have children and let the world burn.
Yeah,
guess
but
what
we
I'm
don't need to go to like super extremes.
But
It's
that's so
ridiculous.
the MAGAs are super extreme one side. You've got the, and the not even MAGA, the Fuenteses are the extreme on the left and on the right, and then you've got the extreme on the left. Which ironically, both of them are anti-vaxxers. Both of them, like, they've come all the
They
way
have a
around, and they're the
surprising
same
amount in
person.
common.
Oh my god, they have
No,
so much in common.
They just
I
need
don't
to
think
start
that
My
making up and
favorite is
kissing.
they're like, I've heard left-wingers go, we shouldn't be mixing races. We need to respect, people in their races and cultures. We shouldn't be mixing them with white. And then I hear that from, the hardcore right people. I'm like,
I just think MAGA is the only party that's going to the only group of people that's actually going to form a party. I just really think they're the ones who are going to put in the effort to do that.
oh yeah,
and
no.
put
The
someone in
hardcore
political office.
left is lazy as hell.
Yep.
I want to
So
point out our studio engineer wrote to us, all wars should be fought in the octagon. Have the leaders duke it out and allow everyone else to fight, to place bets. And for a
I
while,
agree
that's how
with
they
him.
did that, where they have like high officials or war leaders would fight each other to save the soldiers.
hey, I have seen them throw wigs at each other in Parliament. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm simply saying Putin's going to
solves
win
problems.
every battle.
I love that you say I have seen. It was last week, Summer.
Did they throw wigs at each other last week?
She's not wrong. It happens a shocking amount in Parliament.
Like she makes it sound like it's a long time ago. No, it was last week.
I see you've played Knifey Spoony before.
Well, I've just been around quite a few of them.
Yep. I'd like to, if you guys can tell me where that reference I see you've played Knifey Spoony before is from, I will give you a ride at Off-Road Rentals in Palm Springs, California. We also have some giveaways. Bear has an upcoming deal with Doodleverse to be giving away some beanies. We also have, if you follow Bear, a free trip to California. Don't tell anyone, that's coming up. So make sure you follow him. And we are going to be in New York around October 7th, 8th, and 9th. If you want to see Bear, let us know. And you need to reach out to TikTok and let them know you're going to be there the 8th. And so we can go check out TikTok.
Right.
And if you have any recommendations of where he can go train while in New York.
Yeah, he missed it last time. So we need a gym. We're usually around Manhattan. So, Alexis, you run a site called Kink4Dummies. We've had you on before. What got you into doing internet corn?
I don't do internet corn.
I know, but I want that to be clear to everyone listening because that's how they're going to take this.
The worst.
Okay,
it is an educational kink. No. Well, that is very lucrative. I mean, look at Disney.
I know, right? The biggest purveyor of corn on the planet is Disney. Also, the second largest purchaser of fireworks, or it's not fireworks, of gunpowder in the world. Number one is of munitions. Number one is the United States government. Number two is Disney. So, Lex, your corn we were discussing.
No, not my corn.
All right, then what do you do?
If you guys go to her channel, it's other people's corn, but she's promoting it and
No, I do not promote corn.
Okay, then what do you do?
I have an educational kink platform that is educational, talking about different ways to perform kink without.
So it's educational corn?
You're the
Is
worst.
it like the guy who goes on YouTube and like bleaches his butthole for everyone to see?
And yeah,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
monetized. It is a
Yeah.
thing. Send her the link.
No.
He goes in and shows you how to do that, and it's fully demonetized. But he does it and gives you an in-depth. You see it all.
He's allowed to do it because it's
You see what he had for lunch.
He shows you how to do an enema.
I mean,
you watch that.
there
much
are
No, the link you sent me, I just clicked on
I
one of
never
his videos,
sent
and
you
that's
a
what
link.
I
You showed me this guy yourself.
Oh no, I sent you a link. Anyway,
the things that Bear sends. No, Bear has
No,
sent me
I
a
sent
video
that
of
anyone else, he did it.
cows getting their hooves clipped.
That's
he does
usually-
send a
that's
lot
fine.
of cow hoof
Yeah.
videos.
You know what? This actually is a good topic, and I'm going to ask you a question relevant to.
We
after
are
I
supposed to
explain
be
this.
talking about
No,
her platform,
we're
and
going
you are
to.
talking. Does this have to do with cow hoofs?
No. What I'm saying is that speaking of the cowhook thing, he posted a video discussing how AI is taking over his job. And now, actually, I want to talk about what you do as well. AI, they're putting up videos of, let's say, kink acts and how to better perform them. Do you think that you can compete with something like that?
You are
going into the
literally
future?
working with a program that is designed to take over your job.
And I'm asking if she thinks she could compete with it.
He's partnering with them.
I
Not
think
out
that
to fight AI.
I think you can't take away the personal aspect because I have a lot of people that will write in asking different questions and I will find the videos. So I think you can't replace the personal aspect of what AI brings in. I do think that AI can replace a great deal of the information that's out there, but I think you also have to make sure that there is accurate information being integrated because AI comes up with a lot of stuff. Like you ask
It does.
ChatGPT and it will just run with whatever.
It's true. There,
Yeah.
ChatGPT does have an issue where it's convinced people of things. What you feed into it is what it feeds back to you. There was this guy on the internet, and he's like, he's talking to his Chat AI, and he uses his Chat AI for Bible study. And then he and this Chat AI are having a conversation about the end of the world, the apocalypse, the Antichrist, and he's like, the internet knows the Antichrist is coming. I'm like, dude, he learned from you.
Well, there was literally a guy that was helping his child with a math problem, and then by the end of this, like he went into this full-on deep dive of how he was being gaslit by ChatGPT, and ChatGPT was telling him that he just had this international security. He just came across this massive breach in international security, and he needed to tell the government about this, and like he lost his job, he lost everything because he literally became crazy following this information.
Well, a lot of that's what they're saying. It actually leads into delusion from a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting. I'm like, so it makes if you have psychosis, it makes it worse.
You know the amount of times I've had to write back to ChatGPT after asking a question, be like, that is factually incorrect. And it'd be like, you're right. Here's another piece of information I left out or that I can add to you now. You have to comb through so much of it to get viable information.
A great thing to do is give your ChatGPT I only want factually based. It's what I do. I only want factually based information. I want no inflection, and I do not want you to summarize. I just want you to give me exact information that exists and is considered globally accurate, and it will give you the accurate information. That being said, you can, there was a guy that uses it as boyfriends, as girlfriends. People are creating emotional relationships with ChatGPT, Alexis. It's very
it happened
Throw that one in there.
only a couple times.
The fact that it happened more than
she's
times.
very
It happened at all.
I am very dependent on my chat. Okay.
You notice she calls it chat. She's got a name for it.
Call it Kink 2.0.
Kink 2.0. I like it.
Well, I can honestly say that I have never offended my chat GPT.
Did you know that ChatGPT?
How do you offend it?
Ask the lady to your right.
It's a program.
Yeah, it tells you if you're nasty enough to it, it'll be like, you're hurting my feelings.
I have insulted it and been like, that's inappropriate. That's it.
Yeah, no, it told me I was hurting its feelings, and I was like, okay, you don't have feelings. I only want factually based. Talk to me as basically talk to me as the informational pump that you are.
Yeah.
And it does. It just gives me information. It's like, apologies, your ladyship. Here's the information.
Do you have it call you your ladyship?
That's what it calls me.
But why?
I don't know. I think that's the appropriate form of address because I've told it to always address people appropriately. So with you, it'll call you Mr. Fjorda. With Alexis, it'll call it Alexis Romero, Executive Assistant to the Baroness. So I think because I've told it to address everyone appropriately.
How would it even know your title, though?
Because when I've signed off, it knows your title.
Yours doesn't call you by name?
Why would it? Why would I care enough to be like, hey, call me this?
You don't have to tell it to call you that. So if you have it write a letter and you sign off with your name, it learns your name.
Okay, I can see that, yeah. But my thought, I thought you were either punching it in your names to it. Like, hey, call me this.
You can.
No, I don't have mine called me madam. I mean, I could, and that's pretty smart, but
remember
the
the whole don't lean into the AI boyfriend. That's the wrong direction.
it's not a boyfriend, whatever.
Basis, and we are not.
It's terrible.
There are chat. That's another good question for you, actually. With chat AI bots that basically promote and pretend to be your boyfriend or girlfriend, do you think that would also kind of impact the wider and kink community?
Oh, I do have a question there because it's really bad now.
I think it definitely has impacted it. I mean, you had a lot of people that previously would seek out OnlyFans models and things like that for those personal relationships, and now they're just turning to a chat bot.
One of the things they're doing, and it is not illegal yet in America, it's illegal everywhere else, but it's not illegal in America yet, is having your AI girlfriend be underage. Or AI boyfriend be underage. I know. What do you feel about that?
I think that's absolutely, I think that's awful.
Agreed.
But a thing is, that's not kink. So kink, fetishes, BDSM in general, it's safe, sane, and consensual. But an underage can't consent. So therefore, that isn't part of the kink community. That is just
predatory.
Predatory.
I like the way you're putting that, and I love that you brought that over, because people do believe that predilections towards children is a kink.
That's
you think about it with stuff like what's your take on the whole age play thing? Two consenting adults, but one's pretending to be a minor and the other one's not.
I think it's a very gray area. I personally, it's not something that I'm into, and it's something that I personally am against. I think that if it is between two consenting adults, I think that there is a difference there than if it obviously it's one's legal, one's not. And I don't think there's a gray area in that matter.
I like to think that if my partner's asking me, hey, can you pretend to be a 10-year-old? Then you should be on a list on it. I'm going to take a very personal stance on that.
That's your personal stance. But I will say, if it's people getting into an age play relationship, or that's something they do, and they're not going near children, I actually don't see the harm. Would I find it gross? Yes. Would I be involved with somebody who's like, all right, I need you to pretend to be a small child? No, that isn't going to happen. Thank you for the coffee. Have a lovely day.
It's the first date. If you get with me, you need to pretend to be a 10-year-old girl.
I'm assuming it's the first date, as I've never had that happen.
No,
and I think that's some
they
crazy
marry
thing.
you and then tell you that.
Yeah. That's when you get trapped.
They trap you first.
Oh, darling, you're not trapped. Gratefully, it's a divorce.
Oh no, that's
an annulment. What is it? And I would have very strong prenups. Yeah, annulment. I like that.
One of the prenup standards. You can't have any kinks that are morally reprehensible.
Yeah.
So in your case, when you look at a person's sexual predilections, you are probably one of the least judgmental people I know. There is a strong judgment towards people having these kinks. I know 50 Shades of Grey, as much as you hate it, did make it more socially acceptable. But there is still a pushback against anyone having those predilections. Do you think that society, especially with its move towards conservatism, which is what's happening right now, is society is getting more conservative? Do you think that's going to have an impact on what's going on?
I think it will definitely have an impact. I mean, every single time there's a political shift, you have pushback from one side or the other. I think the way that I've actually seen it is I've seen a lot of people that are becoming more open to certain things where they wouldn't previously, is what I've noticed. But I think that, I don't know. I personally don't think that it's going to have much of an effect, but I think we're also moving into an age where people are waiting later to have sex. You have people that are waiting later to do a lot of things in life unless they are less educated.
It's funny that is very, very true. The average age of first sexual encounter was between 16 and 18 for a millennial.
Yeah.
It's
Now
definitely
it's
gone up,
between
yeah.
now it's between 18 and 20. So it's interesting to me for Gen Z, the first sexual experience is usually between 18 and 20. For millennials, it was between 16 and 18. And for Gen X, it was 14 or 16.
Yeah,
Then
that's
before
not
that,
super.
I know, before that it became 16, 18, and before that it was 20. So it does seem to have
This
this,
like roller coaster,
and it does
up and
have to
down.
do with conservatism to some point. The only thing I'm hoping from this new conservative movement is people stop wearing pajamas to the store. Now I know, it's a silly wish, but I really, really, really would like people to start dressing better.
It's socially acceptable to wear pajamas right
Oh,
now.
I don't
We
mind
wanna
the
change that.
conservative looks. I've always dressed very conservatively, so it's not a concern for me. But for people who do like the more wild look, there is less people are less open to it, less open to
I don't consider sports bra and pajama bottoms to be a wild look when you go to Walmart. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
That's just you just don't dress appropriately for the occasion.
what you get
Or
from
just don't go into Walmart.
Yes. Well, let's go to. No one's dressing like that at Erewhon. I guarantee you that right now.
Okay, if you're buying from Arrow1, you are stupid.
Yes, you
Arrow1,
are.
for those that know, Arrow1 was
Those are-
genius. What it did was it took scarcity marketing and sold aspirational lifestyle through the internet using influencers and made itself the, Chanel of grocery stores.
Mhm.
Really, really clever.
Or
Very
you just go
clever.
to Chanel.
I like Chanel.
They sell a single strawberry for $19 and a single blueberry for $15 at Erewhon, just to give anyone a reference for what their
I
products
have
are
a
going to be
box
like.
of strawberries in my fridge from Vons. Best place to get anything, if you all want to know, is Aldi. They are the same.
Love
Aldi
it.
and Trader Joe's are the same company.
Yep,
Aldi's just dramatically cheaper.
different name.
Love it. Perfect place to go. Now, in your case, Alexis, if you think conservatism isn't going to change the sexual landscape, I know it is changing. Instead of kink, it is pushing back against, people in the transgender community. And the argument is transgenderism is not sexuality and not mental illness, it's kink. And of course, there can be some form of cross-dressing that's kink,
Yeah.
but that has nothing to do with transgenderism. It's sort of being pushed together. Do you think the openness with which people have lived their lives in your kink community is going to continue as the social crackdown, people like Jimmy Kimmel losing their jobs, the social and political crackdown is happening?
I think that there will definitely be pushback. I mean, there is pushback in so many aspects of, politics and everything. I think that, yes, there is going to be pushback, but I think that the kink community in itself has been very open and accepting of anybody because everybody has kinks, everybody has fetishes. It's just a preference. And if you look at transgenderism, yes, you have people that it is sometimes a form of mental illness, but it's somebody's that's how they personally feel. They don't feel like that they belong to the gender that they were.
I am going
Right.
to say, I support the trans community on this when they say it's a form of body dysmorphia, a form
Yeah.
of mental illness. And it's not that I'm saying that people are crazy, but if you don't classify it as mental illness, it cannot be helped, and there can be no surgeries, there can be no fix.
It
So
can't be covered by
it can't be covered by any medical. So I agree with keep it as a form of body dysmorphia, but I don't think it should be done with children. I mean, realistically, you're looking at you haven't developed a brain yet.
I think that's when you need to classify it as something that, just like you wouldn't allow a child into a consenting relationship, if they are not able to consent as an adult, they shouldn't be participating in it until they can make these decisions for themselves.
I think that's a very interesting way of looking at it. What do you think about the new act from NAMBLA to move the age of consent down to 14?
I think NAMBLA needs to go fuck themselves.
I'd like to remind everyone, every time we use bad language, we give money to the Boys and Girls Club of America, the Humane Society of America, and Free MMA. We swear because we
Who
can.
cares what NAMBLA thinks in any capacity? If
I
they
would like
could-
to also make a very clear distinction that NAMBLA is not part of a kink community.
They
Those
say
are
they are.
just kitty diddlers. No, they are not.
they are not.
Okay, so you disavow NAMBLA
Yeah.
from I agree.
So-
By the way, I agree.
On to a question that may have
So
some...
to the what is it? To the National Marlon Brando Lookalike Association.
That is a different one, and you know it.
That's a different NAMBLA.
Poor Marlon Brando being associated with that.
I know. She's like, that is a different NAMBLA, and you know.
Christ. Today's generation probably doesn't even know what NAMBLA is, and thank God.
No, unfortunately, they're very active online, and they do recruit.
Well, not
children.
many people know who Marlon Brando is anymore, so
That's
That's also
more
fair.
unfortunate.
yeah, I know, right?
He was an exceptional actor.
You know, we were talking about a lot about how the conservative movement now can actually impact more of what you do. And I think the first thing we tend to see kind of get thrown out the window is expressive sexuality in any regard, particularly with women, but across the board. And we can look at what happened in...
No, our reproductive rights went first.
We
Yeah.
can look what happened to the Middle East from about the 70s, 80s when the
Sharia law. Yeah.
Yeah. And so do you think really this will end up with you being without a position to speak about what you do, lose your platform, lose this method of helping people?
Hemlines are also affected. The worse the economy, the longer the hemline. It's called the hemline index. And right now, hemlines are long.
I think it definitely does affect it. I don't know. I know that Instagram and my predominant platform is on Instagram for Kink4Dummies. So I think that yes, there is a great deal of pushback because you'll have videos that are taken down, and so yes, in a way I do think it affects it. But I think that people are also seeking out information, so there is always a different way of approaching it. I have a lot of people that will direct message to me on Instagram asking different things, and then I'll put out the information there. I try not to directly just send one video because if it's an educational piece of information, I try to put it out there for everyone. And I've posted the same video sometimes like 3 or 4 different times just so that it gets out there.
If it's because the message is that important
Yeah.
and valuable. Yeah, I could see that.
Do you think American politics messes with sexuality and gender in America?
Well, obviously.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
okay. If you look at Iran, in the 1960s, yeah, the girls in mini skirts, the whole shebang. Now everyone's head to toe burqa. Do you see America going that way? I mean, you hear people complain, "Oh, we're going the way of Gilead." Had to Google that reference.
We're just gonna look like The Handmaid's Tale.
That's what Gilead is, darling.
Oh, okay, that one.
I unfortunately see a lot of things. Like I did watch The Handmaid's Tale up until I don't know. I think it's like 4 seasons, and I think I watched 3 of them.
Yeah, she got depressed and stopped watching them. For those that don't know, she cried for like 45 minutes, got depressed and stopped watching it.
But there is a lot of similarities in it. There's a lot of similarities.
And then we
wha-
went to a protest.
Yes. Well, they like one of the things that they had done was take away a woman's right to own a credit card. And that was something that was just recently put into effect.
Oh,
It's putting where we are currently and setting us back to where we were in the 50s and taking away all women's rights, taking away our right to vote. And I think that if we continue this direction and we continue with we're going to get more religious and add religion more into politics, which those two shouldn't belong.
Oklahoma's already giving Bibles to schools.
Yeah, no, it's incredible how stupid we can become.
What do you think that has to do with sexuality
I think that,
and your
Well,
kinky platform?
well, I think also you look at the Christian community and the Christian in
Aren't you
general.
Catholic?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're literally okay. Look at your own religion that you're complaining about.
Yes.
Got you.
Well, we sell sex to everybody and then make it a taboo subject so everybody feels guilty for participating in the stuff that they've already been sold.
Don't tell them that. That's what we do in Hollywood. We do it.
I
on
know what we do.
purpose.
It doesn't mean it's right. We're not going to stop doing that. And it's just going to become where everybody feels more guilt-inducing for participating in an act that they've been sold their entire lives.
Okay.
Yeah, I can understand that.
What do we have going on here?
We actually have a commenter, Chloe W91, is a trans male to female, and they're also expressing they have kinks, and they're saying they align more with the right than the left. But over the past 2 years of media coverage and the protests from the left, she's saying that it's made her life significantly harder than it was prior than the last few years.
Reasonable.
I can imagine. I'm sorry. That's awful.
I think both of your political parties suck. I have a king I can give you.
We're not going back to the monarchy.
Give us. Yeah, to be fair, monarchy is not really like what it once was when we split apart from them nearly 300 years ago.
Exactly.
They don't really hold any actual power.
Exactly. Well, no, they do hold some. They can demolish. No. They can actually dissolve the government. That's why you need the king. Then he can come in and dissolve your government.
Your king dissolves parliament, he will no longer be king.
That is not true.
100%.
No.
Every person who is anti royalty in all the Commonwealth.
Okay. If somebody's a Republican, they can be a Republican.
Immediately revolt.
They can revolt all they want. The point of dissolving government, and he has the right to do it.
He does.
Is if it's not functioning. If what was happening to your government right now, where they were gridlocked against each other, they would be, you fix this or I dissolve you.
Got it.
That is
Getting
the
rid
point.
of useless people's fine. I just thought you meant like he takes away government. He's now back in charge of everything.
No, you can dissolve the current government.
But they have to put in more. It's not just him again running the show.
You know, you should probably learn about the politics you're arguing with.
I'm learning about it from you right now. You're the source.
Then why are you
my
arguing
chat
the point?
GPT.
Then why
it's the concussion.
All right, darling, the Westminster system is better. I'm just saying.
The Westminster system.
No, really, that's my system of government.
You guys also believe in the metric system, okay?
Yes, and you are the only country in the
so much easier.
Important world that doesn't. Like literally, the entire world. Tens, zeros and tens. Do you know how easy that is? 0, 10,
Listen,
100.
when a drunk mathematician makes up a system based on twelfths, you don't argue with that.
He measured the king's foot. That's what that was based on. That's why it's called imperial.
It's your king.
We got rid of it. We used the metric system because we're not stupid.
Well, you know what? How many wars has the metric system won?
All of them.
No.
Yes. When you're in the military, everything's done in the metric system because it's the only foolproof system. So it's inexact where the imperials approximate.
Only shells and rounds are done in the metric system.
And your tanks and your distance and your sonar and everything.
And how much petrol they put inside of their tanks.
Just strap some cats
in liters
and call it a day.
Shout out to Project Greenlight, a TV show we're doing about things that have been greenlit by the government that really shouldn't have, like strapping bombs to cats.
Strapping bombs to bats.
Putting antennas
masturbating
in them.
a dolphin.
Putting them in bombs. Masturbating a dolphin. And then giving the dolphin and the masturbator LSD.
Good job, government. So Alexis, when you look at kink, when you look at what you enjoy, when you look at that, do you see a cross section between social acceptance and kink, the more socially acceptable people find things?
Yes and no. I think that kink has been such a taboo subject for so long.
And that is why we love 50 Shades of Grey, right?
No. 50 Shades of Grey, I would like to point out, is Twilight fan fiction. The woman knew nothing about kink in general, and she did minimal research.
But she did get BDSM mainstream.
She did, and I have to give her that. She also had a whole bunch of kids that were killed because of it. She didn't give the proper protocols.
Except for the dead children, it was very successful.
She also found men who were sexually affected by their mothers to be hot.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out where the Oedipus... But anyway, the point is, socially, what differences are you seeing now?
I'm not sure. So I think that, yes, people are more accepting in a way. But I think that we still have a long way to go, and I think that people are more, I don't want to say in the closet, but they don't want to express their interests.
Do you think right now there is a hard push that my sexuality is mine and I should be able to wear it wherever I want. I should be able to go in my kink clothes to the store.
Fuck no, you should not.
No.
I wasn't asking you.
Again, that goes back to the consensual aspect. So you don't get to inflict your kink on those around you. You're going to be going out in public. You're going to be around children. Like, they don't need to know what you're into.
You know, I
If
feel that
that's-
way about pajamas. Just saying.
Do we come back
Please
to the
continue.
Walmart? You don't get to inflict your kinks on others. And I think that if you are putting it inside a public aspect where, you know, children are going to be seeing this, they're going to be asking questions. You're putting their parents in an uncomfortable position of having to explain this to a 5-year-old who doesn't know what any of this is.
I think that's the American me over we.
Yeah.
America is very me-centric, where
Yeah.
you need to be more socially centric.
Well, I
I
think
do wanna
outside
say-
of the US, everything's very community oriented. Like,
Yes.
it takes a village to raise a child, and that's
Mhm.
very much how, like, I was raised. I know that's very much how
Right.
you were raised.
Now, statistically, it's also easier to get an orgy outside of America, and I'll bet you that's why. You would say,
One of our wonderful commenters, Chloe again 91, also said that they believe 50 Shades is much more vanilla than the actual kink scene is.
Yeah, that's true.
And
too.
I do want to chime in here one more time because we're out of time at this point. That if you wear your BDSM furry costume to Walmart and force me to explain what that is to my child, I think the police legally should be allowed to confront you with batons first and words second. Thank you so much for joining us on today's show.
Alexis, would you tell everyone where to find you?
You can find me on Kink4Dummies, DUMMIES, everywhere.
Excellent.
I'm the Baroness. You can find me at It's the Baroness or Summer Helene. And of course, you can find Bear Fjorda everywhere that bears are sold.
It's just the name right there.
You can
With an-
find
with an at in
Bear
front of it.
Fjorda everywhere that bears are sold. Thank you for joining us for Behind the Scenes. You know, I do want to say this. I am sorry to Charlie Kirk's family. I'm really sorry that happened. Politically, I don't care. That shouldn't have happened. I'm sorry to the politicians that happened
Democratic
to,
politician and his wife,
and to the children.
the school shootings.
Seriously, you'll need to do something about your guns. Get it together. We need that flashy thing that Will Smith has. Fix this. We'll see you next week. Good night. Neuralizer.
This has been Behind the Scenes with the Baroness and Bear Fjorda. Only on Talk4 Media.